Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caroline Gailotti. I'm a pediatrician at Bicêtre Hospital. I'm working in the Department of Pediatric Rheumatology and in the French Reference Center of Autoinflammatory Disease and Amyloidosis and in the French Competence Center of Castleman disease. Today I will speak about Castleman disease in children. Castleman disease is a lymphoproliferation of undetermined origin. It is polyclonal and non-malignant, and there are two major phenotypes, the unicentric phenotype and the multicentric phenotype. It is due to an increased production of IL-6. In children, there is no association with HHV-8 or HIV. So Castleman disease in children is very rare, with an unknown incidence. In the unicentric Castleman disease, the outcome is most favorable. It is the most frequently reported type of Castleman disease. Multicentric Castleman disease is very rare, and there are only 84 reported pediatric multicentric Castleman disease patients reported in PubMed. In this multicentric Castleman disease, the diagnostic delay could be long, up to 13 years in the case series of PARES. Today I will speak only about the unicentric Castleman disease and the idiopathic multicentric Castleman disease, because in children, we don't see the MCD related with HHV-8 and with POEMS. So the patients with unicentric Castleman disease have a localized adenopathy discovered by self-examination or incidentally by radiological tests. The adenopathy is non-inflammatory and non-painful, and it is rarely compressive. There are complications in UCD, like compression by lymph node. There is very rarely inflammatory syndrome in this disease, and it has been reported even in children, paraneoplastic pemphigus. This is a severe bullous disease diagnosed before Castleman disease with anti-epiderm antibody, with mucocutaneous lesions and pulmonary lesions with severe prognosis. In IMCD, the symptoms are very different, with a brutal or progressive start. There is a tumoral syndrome with peripheric mediastinal lymph nodes, hepatomegaly, splenomegaly, and very often general symptoms like recurrent fever, growth retardation, asthenia, anorexia. Sometimes there are cutaneous manifestations, digestive manifestations, and sometimes neurologic and renal diseases, arthralgia, myalgia. The complications are infections, neoplasia, and or amyloidosis because of inflammatory syndrome. So the diagnosis of this Castleman disease is based on histological study of a pathological lymph node. There are three histological subtypes: the hyaline vascular type with atrophia of the germinal center and proliferation of hyalinoid vessels, and the plasma cell types. The germinal centers are normal, but there is a proliferation of plasma cells in the interfollicular area. And there is the mixed type with both hyaline vascular and plasma cell type. Patients with unicentric Castleman disease don't have inflammatory syndrome, so CRP is normal. In the CT scan, we can see an isolated lymph node, and in the biopsy, there is a hyaline vascular type. In multicentric Castleman disease, patients have a big inflammatory syndrome with increased CRP, hypergammaglobulinemia, anemia, thrombopenia or thrombocytosis. In the CT scan, we can see multiple lymph nodes, splenomegaly, and in the biopsy, we can see plasma cell type or mixed type, and very less frequently hyaline vascular type. So the pathogenesis of Castleman disease is poorly understood. We know that there is an increase of secretion of IL-6. Maybe there are three hypotheses. It could be an autoimmune or auto-inflammatory syndromes. There are sometimes patients can have autoantibodies in multicentric Castleman disease, and we have described mutations in genes relative to auto-inflammatory disease like CECR1 for DD2, MEAV for Mediterranean fever. The second hypothesis is that the pathology could be driven by a pathogen. In the adults, we have the multicentric Castleman disease related to HHV8, but no other pathogen was found. And the third hypothesis is that Castleman disease could be a paraneoplastic syndrome, and very recently somatic mutations in of PDGFRB in stroma cells of adenopathy of patients with unicentric Castleman disease have been described. So there are differential diagnoses like infection, HIV, EBV, and autoimmune disease like lupus, IgG4 syndrome, and malignant disease like lymphoma, certain sarcoma. And so if patients has an isolated lymph node, we have to think about Hodgkin lymphoma, Rosai-Dorfman disease, Kikuchi-Fujimoto disease, and if the patient has a cervical lymph node with satellite lymph node, we have to think about tuberculosis, toxoplasmosis, and EBV. And for patients with unexplained inflammatory syndrome and growth retardation, we have to do a TEP scan to find profound adenopathies. So in children, there is no infection by HHV8 or HIV. It was reported only one time. A child infected by HHV8 with multicentric Castleman disease, and it was in endemia zone of HHV8. So the treatments of unicentric Castleman disease, it is a surgery, and there is a definitive cure if there is a total excision, but if surgery is not possible, we can do embolization or radiotherapy or medical treatment to decrease size of lymph nodes like corticotherapy, rituximab, anti-IL-6 and endoxan. Sometimes patients don't have any treatments, and there is an excellent prognosis for unicentric Castleman disease. For multicentric Castleman disease, the treatment of reference is anti-IL-6 with tocilizumab and cetuximab. If there is failure of anti-IL-6, rituximab could be used in mild IMCD, but for severe multicentric Castleman disease, chemotherapy and corticotherapy will be used. Just one word about our French cohort of pediatric Castleman disease. We reported 23 patients with Castleman disease. 17 patients have unicentric Castleman disease, and the most frequent localization of adenopathies was the neck, and 12 patients have surgery, and we can see that we had complete remission in 12 patients. One patient with radiotherapy had a decrease of the lesion, but the lesion was still persistent. One patient had surgery, but after surgery he has still recurrent fever. 3 patients had any treatments and had stability of adenopathies. For multicentric Castleman disease, the most frequent symptoms was fever, and 3 patients in 6 patients reported with multicentric Castleman disease as a failure to thrive. The patients, 5 patients, received the treatment with tocilizumab, and 4 were in partial remission with tocilizumab. 1 patient was in complete remission. 1 patient didn't receive tocilizumab. He received steroids and splenectomy, and he was in complete remission after treatment. So the most frequent subtypes of Castleman disease in children is the unicentric and hyalin-vascular type. In multicentric Castleman disease, there is a long diagnostic delay, and with a characteristic triad: anemia, hyperglobulinemia, and growth retardation. Multicentric Castleman disease could be a cause of fever of unknown origin, and if a patient has a sustained inflammatory syndrome, we have to think about Castleman disease. There is no co-infection with HHV8 and HIV. And the treatment of unicentric Castleman disease is the surgery. And for multicentric Castleman disease, the reference treatment is anti-IL-6, tocilizumab, in children in France, with sustained remission, but it seems that we don't have a cure of the disease with this treatment. The survival rate is excellent for this disease, 100% in our cohort. So I would like to thank my colleagues in the French Reference Center of Auto-Inflammatory Disease at Bicêtre Hospital, Professor Isabelle Conepo and Dr. Charlotte Borocco, and the colleagues of the French Reference Center of Castleman Disease at Saint-Louis Hospital, and the filière for the presentation.